All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to pre-market prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin with you for the last half hour of today's trading session. It's been an eventful day. It felt like half the internet was out this morning. Not really, but that's just what it felt like. Many major websites were down. Akamai seems to have been the culprit of that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit of coffee. I don't know if you guys have seen coffee recently, but if you haven't, you should check it out. Check out the chart of those coffee futures or the JO ETF. Not ETF, it's like an ETF or something. Joel, bring up your charts and let's just start macro here. I'm not quite sure what just happened in the last couple of minutes.
Oh, Spencer, nothing happened. You can't get all excited about a 3 or point move in the S&Ps. You got to leave that up to me.
You know why? It's my own fault. Back when there was a internet outage this morning, I put up a 1 minute chart and I never took it off. So my mistake. My mistake.
How your time frame on your chart can alter your perspective on life.
Exactly. Should be the title of your book. Anyway, what's going on here?
It's a tough day. It's a tough day. If you're momentum, swing, whatever you want to go, hey, we're going up, we're going down. Well, we've had both of that in today's session. Even though we failed to take out the pre-market high this morning, we did take out the pre-market low, and it looked like we had some work to do on the downside. No can do. Buy the dippers came in at 41.50. Then we came and took out the pre-market high at 62.25. And now we're tapering off again. So not a trend day like on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. A little bit of tougher sledding today, but still in the green. The question is can we finish in the green? So much for a 50% retracement, putting a dent in this crude oil rally. We're up $1.42 at 71.72, clearing that 50% area for now. High is 72.03. There is a daily high at 72.04. So there's your key level in crude moving forward. Gold, man, you got a quad of lows in here now at the 1893.94 area. Today's low 91.90. Will that be enough to send it over 1850? I guess we'll have to wait to find out tomorrow. Silver, it's doing okay. That's up by 21 cents at 25.46.5, and less than 1,000-point range in Bitcoin, up $685 at 32,305, and Ethereum, that's going to the same way, up 4.4%, $85.75 at 2028.50.
All right, so let's start with this news from today, and I'll bring it up in the pro. You can see just how many headlines we had, on this morning. This is just from Akamai, but there was some sort of a DNS attack, and it's ironic because remember a month ago we woke up and Fortinet had that outage, and so generally speaking, when you have a massive internet outage across many websites, you assume AWS and you assume Fortinet and or Akamai.
It wasn't. You mean Fastly?
Oh, that's what I'm sorry. I keep saying Fortinet. Fastly. Thank you very much. Fastly and or Akamai. Fastly had the outage a month ago. Akamai had the problems today. And so they caused, if you go to the website downdetector.com, you could see the PlayStation Network, FedEx, Walmart, Amazon, Verizon, Xfinity, AT&T, T-Mobile, Google, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, DoorDash, Fidelity, Schwab is down, Hulu, Gmail, UPS, EA, Outlook, Apple support. I mean, a lot of big websites.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yes.
If the internet's down, how can you go to that site to check to see what's down?
No, the whole internet is not down. Obviously, that would be crazy. But yes, it is a good point. No, it was just many websites were down due to Akamai here. So shares of AKAM, and Joel, you still didn't share your charts yet. Just
I
saying.
didn't. Oh man, I thought I did.
But shares of Akamai were down this morning. Fastly dipped too, but once they realized it wasn't Fastly's fault, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna buy this dip." But Akamai seems to have been at the center.
Yeah. So is it just like a little a little connection problem? Did someone unplug the wrong thing, or is this another like cyber attack?
No, they said it was a cyber attack.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
Well, that's not good.
So now the question is, how much Bitcoin did they pay, or Ethereum, or Dogecoin?
Yeah, but will the FBI get it back? Is the next question.
The next question is right.
Well, bad day for AKAM Akamai. Not a horrible day, but not a great day. Trading near the lows of the session. Hanging out here though. It looks like someone's getting a little bit stubborn, and it's even had above yesterday's low. So that made a new low on Wednesday. I don't know. Near an all-time high. If you're a little worried about this hack, things going on, I'd give it a little bit more room. 116.14 was the low from yesterday. 16.17 today. Oh, 16.17. That was the low on the 19th. 16.40. Well, there's a lot of lows here in the same area, so it's bouncing by keeping an eye on 116 in AKAM.
And then I mentioned Fastly as sort of the other one here because they did hit it initially, and once it became obvious that once it became obvious that it wasn't Fastly's problem, it just sort of hung out for the rest of the day. But yeah, interesting day for sure in the space. First thing I went to when I saw this was happening this morning is I went to all the cybersecurity stocks. FireEye quickly caught a bid. Promptly gave all those gains back, but it was up $1 at one point.
Oh boy, yeah, those are tough headlines to chase. If you're good doing that, what's Fortnite?
Fortnite FTNT.
I just did Fortnite. I can't FT. Those are tough headlines to chase, but Fortnite caught a bid, still has a bid, new all-time high. What a March for this thing. So that chart looks okay. FireEye has always been like the redheaded stepchild of the cybersecurity sector. So I don't know if I'd stay away from that one. Palo Alto Networks. Big level, triple top, but two lower highs at 402.12. That is not the all-time high. It is. 403. So it's there. It's knocking on the door. It's consolidating. Let's see if we can clear that 403 and have a major breakout like these restaurant stocks.
I'm glad you said that, Joel, because just yesterday I definitely recall saying yesterday, this Chipotle could be a foreshadowing of other restaurant stocks because we saw Chipotle just take off at the open. And that's exactly what Domino's did today. It took off at the open. And actually, you can go across the whole board here because seemingly every major restaurant stock is up today, whether it's Papa John's, whether it's Wingstop. Domino's obviously is your leader, but they're all, not all, but the big ones at least, moving higher.
No lockdown worries here, folks. CMG or Domino's Pizza. That took a recipe out of the CMG book there. And we talk about the pre-market action, the follow through, what to expect, what not to expect. And boom, this ended your pre-market session of a high of 488.35. And what was your low? Your low was 484, and then it blasted off. So don't know what to tell you. A new all-time high breaking out. Hard to short it. And even if you look at the CMG follow through today, you probably don't even want to short it tomorrow. So, boy, those restaurants, and I've seen Wingstop, never had their wings. New all-time, nope, not quite. Close for Wingstop. Next stopping point for Wingstop. Ooh, that all-time high is a little ways away. Not that far away. 172.87. Now, that was your high back in February of this year.
I want to go and talk about coffee next because I did not see this until today. Apparently, it's been moved for a couple of days now. Here's the headline from Bloomberg that there is a frost in Brazil that could kill young coffee trees and hurt crops for years. So whether you're looking at the futures as Joel is now, or you're looking at JO, which is the closest thing we have to a coffee ETF. I think it's technically an ETN, but regardless, coffee making a move here. You want to look at that. You want to look at Starbucks, I guess, as your coffee plays.
Okay, yeah. Boom. Joe breaking out to a new all-time high, but that just because it hasn't. Well, I don't know if its contract's been around longer. I'll tell you, don't get in the way of this coffee. I don't know if it had a limit up situation or not. Coffee can rip your face off. That's what it did. Obviously, Spencer should have told us all this news on Tuesday, so we could have capitalized on this.
What was I doing on Tuesday? I don't even remember.
I don't know. Lamenting that you didn't buy the dip on Monday, so you didn't tell us about this. But man, it's going. I don't know. That's one thing about the sauce that they refer to. Your coffee, your sugar, your cocoa, your OJ. Weather is so important. Maybe we should. You want to send an email to Angie, baby? Angie Setzer, and see if she wants to hop on tomorrow for a little bit.
You know what? I actually have emailed her a couple of times in the last couple of months. And
she hasn't emailed you back?
She has not responded to my emails. I have her. You can see.
Are you sure?
I'm so her name is on my list of people to reach out to. I don't know if you can see, but
do you have her? What email do you have?
I'm not going to read it out here, but
why? I mean, Jason gives out your cell phone number.
That's true. He does.
Do you have Citizen? Is it Citizen Grain Elevator?
Yeah. No. It's Citizen's Elevator is the
yeah.
That's the one.
It's funny, that she's in Charlotte, Michigan.
Yes, I know.
She's not. Yeah, that's not too far from here.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Well, maybe we should get her in for an in-office interview.
Maybe we should. I will email her again, but I'm just saying I've struck out the last 2 times I've emailed her, just so you know. So.
Yeah, well, if you do email her, tell her that I'm still looking for my watch that she owes me.
Okay.
Do you know about that?
I don't think I do, actually.
This is one story that I've told so many times that you haven't heard.
The watch.
Yeah. Do you know a Jewish tradition if you fix somebody up and they get married?
Okay, I know the story of how we fixed her up with her husband. I didn't know about the watch part of it.
Yeah, well, it's a Jewish tradition. If let's say if I fixed you and Ariel up and you and Ariel got married, then you should send me get me a watch.
Well, in that case, she owes you a watch.
Did you get engaged?
What? No.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't fix you guys up.
This is going way off the rails here.
Oh, Angie owes me a watch, right?
That's what I said. All
right. Yeah. Oh, okay. You scared me for a second. So I had her, and we did a little, when we had 2 people on from the same sector. Carl, she's the goddess of grain. I call him the king of corn. And they met on the show, and they ended up getting married, and they have a little kid. So she owes me a watch.
Yeah,
but,
that was like in 2014, right? That was.
That's when you were still working the customer service desk.
I was still in diaper. I think I was still in diaper.
You didn't get promoted yet to producer of the PreMarket Prep show.
I think I may have still been wearing diapers. I don't know if I was potty trained yet.
Coveted position. I think we interviewed 89 people. And then we hired you.
Anyway, okay. So wait, we did the coffee, we did the cybersecurity. I wanted to talk.
How's this good for Starbucks? I mean, they're going to have to raise prices, but aren't people going to get upset that they're trading $6.50 and instead of $6 for a cup of coffee?
Look, I think all right. We all know. I hope we all know that the futures market is not indicative of like the spot price or is not indicative of like the real world price that individuals pay for a given good, right? We saw that with lumber, obviously, because the future if
takes a while.
Right, it takes a while is my point, right? So like the chart of lumber futures is went parabolic this year, and it takes a while for that to shake out in the real world. So any spike in coffee futures is not indicative necessarily of an increase in prices down the line.
Only when Triple D had to buy his lumber for his house. That was the top. Well, Starbucks, new all-time high, blasting off. So who cares what I think? The street thinks it's good for Starbucks and busting out new all-time high. So don't ask me about this stock. Dennis and I have been bearish this thing since about $30. So.
And I've been long since like 80 something.
Woo!
So did Johnny Oski, did Spencer take a leap of faith in Penn or DraftKings? I did in DraftKings, as a matter of fact. I'm in from like 48 something, 48 maybe, 48.50, somewhere in the 48.50 range from today in DraftKings. So
get out. It's at 49.16, Spencer.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
This is for I'm not quite sure what this is for. A short-term swing trade of to be determined length, probably.
I'd like to see it holding here, getting back half. But this has been in a range here, and the range has kind of been consolidating. So if it can get back, hold right where it's at now, 49, take out 50. You got just a lot of highs in this area, which may be a temporary stopping point. But I know you're at $53 would be a big area if it gets going north. But it's an okay looking chart. It's just hasn't done much since May. And is that short seller done anything? Is he remember he came out, he slapped it, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then it came down.
Well, they shrugged that one off, I think.
Okay. All right.
I just remembered actually one more coffee play, and this was actually mentioned in the chat this morning, KDP on the Keurig Dr. Pepper as your other coffee play. If you don't like the futures or Starbucks or JL, KDP. KDP.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, because they went, I think they went private and then they came back. I don't quite.
I love that trick. We're gonna do it. We're gonna take PreMarket Prep. We're gonna take it private. Then we're gonna bring it back. Big level for you, Dr. Pepper. Actually, look at this. If this is not an advertisement, look at that. Can you guys see that? What I had for lunch today at Dr. Pepper?
Very nice. Can I show you what somebody ordered a giant box of Diet Mountain Dew for the office. So I'm drinking Mountain Dew for the first time in like 10 years.
Do you know why I don't drink Mountain Dew?
Look, it's 0 calories. I can do it. It's okay.
Do you know why I don't drink Mountain Dew?
Why?
Because when I look at it, it gives me a headache.
I completely understand.
It does. I don't know. I don't know why people like it so much. But if you're a KDP trader, you want to knock this guy out of here that's doing all the selling, or it could be a girl at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 highs between 36.01 and 36.16. So there's your breakout. I don't know why it's breaking out. This is not breaking out. This is a slow mover. Don't know what happened this day, the gap down day. I don't know if it was earnings, but knock out that low 36 seller, and then you can fill the gap, and that gap goes up to 36.68.
Okay. Disbem J is asking about Texas Instruments, which we talked about this morning because they
who's asking about that?
Disbem J. I'm not quite sure.
Wow, where are these people coming from? All right. Texas Instruments.
Yes.
It was down a lot.
Yes. Oh, it still is down a lot.
Is it down more, though? Let's take a look.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yep. This one did not get back to mojo, and it's in an important area, and it's testing Monday's low. Monday's low comes in at 83.37. We're at 83.53. I'll call that a must-hold level. You can look at this low and say, yeah, I think that will hold, or this low, which is a little bit lower at 82.50. This low, 82.50. I don't know. It better get away from there. So I think you'll take that. Then you get into a real bad vacuum area here. So important to hold Monday's low in Texas Instrument.
What else do we have from the chat? Oh, wait, real fast before I forget, earnings for tonight. It is going to be a big night. We've got Twitter, we've got Snapchat, we've got Intel. Oh, that's kind of it. I mean, there's some other ones, but those are the big three: Twitter, Snapchat, Intel. We will be streaming on this channel the conference call for Twitter, which is at 6 p.m. Eastern time.
I'm nervous again. Twitter does this to me every time.
Yeah.
I say, okay, it gapped down last time. I said, okay, when it fills a gap, I'm going to sell because the next earnings report, it's going to do the same thing. And I didn't sell. I don't sell. So that's my problem. I don't sell, and then I'll just whine tomorrow when it opens up at 60, goes to 50. I don't know. It's had a nice move. It filled the gap since earnings. I don't know. Maybe just fade the gap either way in this. That's the way it seems to work. But recent high, the move, and I talked about this 72.07. And then another high. So for me, I'd see if it does get some crazy pop, I'd see if it pauses between 72 and 73. On the downside, Monday's low. I'll throw that in there. Better hold 65.
Good question here about NVIDIA, which I haven't looked at in a couple of days. I mean, it looks like it wants to go back to 200, does it not?
Yeah, in that range, busted out over the 50%, 195. Those 50%ers just haven't been holding as much as I'd like them. But yeah, let's hold in here another couple days and then make a run. The next area of potential resistance here. Well, I don't even see much stopping at 200, just a psychological number. You did hit 98.87. You have backed off. That coincides with the July 15th high, so another potential double top here. That's what I'm looking at, NVIDIA. Nice. They did rebound from the split. Let's see if we can get through that. I don't like that it pulled back $3 off that 198.87. That makes me think you might have a little turn here after the 4-for-1 stock split.
All right. Let me go to the chat here. Can we please check CCIV? This vote is ongoing. It's been going for 2 days.
Yeah, why do it take so long to vote? I mean, just raise your hand.
Just exactly. It really is that simple. Just raise your hand and they'll count it. There's a meeting tomorrow. I would imagine we talked about this morning at like 9:30 or whatever, or 10:30. I would imagine if the Lucid vote doesn't pass, it's going back to 10. Probably, you would think, right?
I don't trade these things. Mitch and Dennis, you guys are the experts on that. But usually, if the vote goes through, they get a pop. That's usually a good selling opportunity. If that coincides with any levels, 24.80, that's my number. 473, 474. Tuesday's high, 493. Wednesday's high. So there's your resistance, and just not five. That's with Lucid Motors, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Quebec is bored with his Spotify position. He's got nothing but sideways, he says. He's bored.
Bored trading doesn't lead to good trading decisions. Yeah. First of all,
typically when I'm bored, I do something stupid.
250. I know why he's bored, because it hits 250, he thinks it's breaking out, hits 250 again. So that's what you need. You need to clear 250 to get back half of that big loss over that nearly $400 high. As long as we don't take out 250 and you just drift between 240 and 250, you breach 240, a little more work to do on the downside. But to me, it looks like you had to major low, you had to run up, you had to pull back, and now you're just kind of gasping for air here, looking to resume the recent uptrend off the May low.
What else did I want to look at? There's a few other things.
I know what you want to look at.
Okay, what else do I want to look at?
IGC.
Sure. I can look at IGC. Hey, you know what? Okay, so I was saying this morning, I'll never catch a 15 bagger because I'll never want to chase it when it's already a 5 bagger, and this makes me feel a little better.
This is a tough one.
It makes me feel a little better about myself, not chasing it.
Yeah, this is. I talked about this on the show. I also talked about this on PreMarket Prep Plus, and I don't think I nailed it, but I just said, man, over $4 here, you just got to think about 4 to 450 a sell zone, and it did. It It spooked people. It took out the pre-market high, went to 465, and then collapsed. Still holding above the gap area. I still don't understand the name, where they're from, or what they're doing.
Right.
But holding above this low, so I guess holds above 255. You don't have to worry about going to the gap to 150. Big jump up in volume. So there was a lot of buyers earlier today. Now they're just scratching their head what to do in IGC. So those kind of things, you just gotta sell them on the way up and not regret it, because when they turn, they turn.
Let's talk EA for a second. They had their EA play a live event that we streamed on our channel here. Talked about a bunch of stuff. Talked about their new Formula One game. What else did they talk? Battlegrounds.
Yeah, boring. No one cares. Yeah.
I don't even. I was listening. I wasn't watching, but I had it on. I was listening to it while I was working, and I don't even really remember what else they talked about.
140 must hold level. Monday's low was just above that. Tuesday's low, Thursday's low. Yeah, a low back on June 28th. Another low here. So I like it holding 140. 144. No reason for it to stop today there, but really the only significance thing I see is holding 140.
Whoever was in the chat for like every day for like a week asking about Oatly, OTLY. It looks like it's forming a base here, which which is nice, which is what you want to see. Somebody asked
Emily likes that milk.
Somebody asked us about this every day for like 2 weeks, and while it's going down.
It's trying to put a bottom in. As I say, if you want to lean on this, really no hint of a retracement coming yet. But I would just let's say you don't want to try and pick a bottom here, and you don't want to lean on this low. Show me you can hold 20. I mean, no exact highs there. 2008, 1988, 1971, 2007, but you get off the mat, you hold a 20, you consolidate for a few days, then you have more reason to lean on that 18 low and see if you can get back some of this big decline.
And since you mentioned IGC, Joel, I'll mention NURO, which holy hit $40 today and now is at 25.
So, look at that double top. You don't get a better look at double top, folks. If you're doing short-term trading, please pay attention to your daily highs and lows. You could have gotten done there at 38.67. That went to 38.75. You know what? It came back from that yesterday, and it had to rally. Oh, I don't know if I'd want to hold on this one for a third attempt on that. You're really going to have some problems.
All right, we'll do one more. This one for Travis Molzen. Honeywell, HON. I don't look at Honeywell. We don't look at Honeywell too often. Oh, wait, actually, one more after Honeywell. I just remembered.
HON, Honeywell. Oh, knocking on the door. Catalyst, monthly highs, daily highs. Backed off a little bit, a couple bucks. Resistance is resistance until it's taken out. You got a good level there.
And then, Adam, right at the top of the stream, Easy Mike asked if we've ever talked about Yum and Yum China. We used to. We don't really do it anymore. Yum is moving this today with the rest of the restaurant stocks. Yum China is not, because it's a different company entirely, different market and over in China. But anyway, we haven't talked about either of these. We used to talk about Yum China every so often. We don't really talk about Yum China anymore.
Well, for Yum China,
yeah.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, look at the 66 level. That's what you need for a breakout on that to get back to all-time highs. Yum, the most incredible combination of unhealthy food. YUMC. Boom. Let me take a look at YUM.
Yum brand is what? Taco Bell and KFC.
Nice move. Took it out. Right at last month's high. So on the verge of a breakout here, the way these restaurant stocks are trading, who wants to short it?
KFC, pizza, Taco Bell, the stoner's dream. All right, that's going to be a wrap for Joel and I here at the At the Close show. The Cannabis Hour is up next. Please remember, all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Smash the like button while you're here. Thank you very much. Joel, I'll see you tomorrow. The rest of you, I will also see you tomorrow as well. Cannabis Hour coming up right now.